So here we are, guys. We finally get to see the life and the unfortunate end of what we saw with Kouka. And honestly, it just got even sad even before like the first couple of pages of the manga. It's like we got to see like her like holding hands saying like, die with me, Kouka. It's like, you know, I'll stay here and if there's anywhere you want to go, I'll go wherever it is. So just please die with me, Kouka. Like, please, that's the one thing I want. It's like, even if you're gonna abandon me, even that like what the planet is saying, and you get to see like all the Orochi just pull out their heads like immediately, and it's just like, you know, they're paying their respects after everything that you've done for them. Even on this dying planet, they saved like from you like everything from that. And it was like, I just like it from what we saw with Mutsu. She was just like, oh yeah, even the legendary Umibozu is towed down by a little bit of a housewife. And it was just like seeing like her like coming from like a housewife, and she's like literally beating the shit out of Umibozu. Like he's like, hey, my household is a different universe altogether. I can't conquer that. I ain't gonna conquer that shit. I ain't touching whatever, like, what happens in her house, that's her. She rules that universe. I ain't going anything. And it was just nice to see as well, like, we got to see, like, at this time, like, Kamui was born. He was, like, little toddler, like, he was shitting himself. And then they finally got to see, we got to see little baby Kagura at all times. She had little tasseled hair when she was born. And it's just, like, it was a nice legend and all that. It's like, you know, compared to a legend where a lone monster dies alone, and a legend where it gains a mate and gains children and forms a family, a common story like that is a much better in my book. And it's just like, what happened from here on just got very depressing, because this is where the whole Altana thing started to affect her. And this is why we always thought, like, this is why her mother was always, like, basic, because I was thinking she was a strong-ass warrior, and it's like, I can't live anywhere but here. That's why I am here. I told you, didn't I? I'm part of the clan that dies with a planet. So, here's the thing with this. It's like, since they are planet fears, like, even though she was like a race of, like, you know, Yato, and what we saw with, like, she was still that special kind that had the Altana, like, inside of her. And it's like, basically what Kamui said is true. It's like, I'm a murderer, and also as well, Umibozu's a murderer. That man killed our mother. He took her off that entire planet, and that was the thing, that was her life force. That was feeding her. That was keeping her alive. And this kind of gives us the answer. It's like, well, this is our way then to beat, like, if we think about it, it's like, oh, this is the way to beat Shoujo then. This is the final way how we can pick it on. But the question is, like, I'm taking it that his life force right now that he's actually feeding off is probably this planet right now. Like, I imagine it might be Earth, or like, or maybe somewhere else. I'm kind of curious about that, like, what exactly, like, is the actual planet that he's feeding off of? Because also, like, with the whole thing with the Altana, is like, from what it looks like, she was able to be, like, you know, happy. She was able to, like, stay, like, kind of healthy for a while. But that made me, like, curious to show you right now, or, like, Utsuro, is how exactly, like, does it take before the process starts making you weaker? Like, or this might even be the case, like, even though he's having still a fight with, like, Utsuro is having him right now, if he hasn't been eating, like, a food source for, like, a couple of days and stuff like that, showing that he might actually be a little bit weaker than what his full power could be. And it's like, even still, that's, like, Umbo's are gonna run. There's a lot of stuff that actually to come to this, and it's just like everyone, even like those pieces of shits that were on their planet, is just like what the Yato had to deal with, especially with Kamui, with like his little sister. It was like, that was nasty and all that. Everyone like throwing like shit at him and saying like, you know what, you need to get stronger. Like his father's telling him like all this, and it's like everyone keeps thinking that like, oh, it's his like mom is like this big disease thing and it's gonna cause disease. And Kamui went through a lot of shit. I really did like have a big laugh with it, because you got to see like even Kagura as like a little toddler like kicking the shit out of Umibozu. That was like hilarious. And it's just like exactly what I loved, is just seeing the like kind of Kamui was definitely a mama's boy from what we saw on there, and just seeing like her mother just like smiling and just saying, you know, like I'm putting you all guys like this, like having burdens on your small backs, but don't force it anymore. It's just like, I've been prepared ever since I left that planet. You know, I loved your father. I stayed with him. I wanted to be by his side, and I wanted to be by the side of the family I would give birth to. And it's like, Kamui, you both stay the way you are. I love that. I absolutely adore that. And like even Kagura, go throughout all this, it's like Kamui, you're like, she stood up for Kamui, and it's like, yo, leave him the fuck alone. And it's like little baby Kagura. I absolutely adored that. And even with that, we get to see what fucking teenager version of like Aruto looks like, and I'm like, this is before like missing an arm in it, like before the fucking Kamui and Kagura decided to fuck him up, and it's just like, even at this point, it was just like, those motherfuckers were already there, like, already part of the ship, so it was like, yeah, we're ready to do this stuff, like, we're ready to go in there. And even seeing, like, you know, her taking care of Kagura, it's like, Kamui he knew about this. It's like, even though it was, like, definitely Ubozu, it was like, he's still going, then he's like, you know, Kouka, I asked the rest to stay by your side every risk of your life, and then even if you had to leave your side, I'll keep you alive. Even if I'm not a father anymore, I will protect my family, and that is what, like, the karma I have to take up for causing the lone flower of that planet to wilt. And just Kamui says, like, you know, that flower was our mother. It's like, you take that flower out of the planet, and then they're pretty much done for. And it's like the same thing. She was eating the Altana, and she was immortal. So that would make sense why, like, a lot more of that planet went a little bit more to shit than any other. I mean, it was affected by war as well, but that could also affect the planet as well. And even still, I think, like, Kagura's reaction to this and, like, how she's going to react is like, yeah, you know what? Our father did the right thing. He didn't want to be with the person she loved. She could have gone back anytime she wanted. She feared death, but she was happy with her life. She felt like everything was, like, all easy and put into place, and I gotta say, I love that. And I just gotta say, for the small little time that we know of Kouka, I absolutely adored that. Like, I really genuinely like that flashback, and now that we're gonna see more Umibozu, and if this potentially leads to the death as well, and like Kamui just snap, like, I want, like, if the whole situation is gonna happen, if Kamui and like Kagura snap and go into that Yato bloodlust and just go at Umibozu and then Gintoki rides and stuff, like, oh, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be like all these guys just going in like fucking wild animals. That would be absolutely fantastic. And just, there's still like much more stuff to like explore into Zack, and it's just like, this is what we wanted for so long, and I'm finally happy. And it's like, it wasn't like super dragged out at all. It was just 2 chapters of just plain, just fucking good information, and it's like, I'm here like, I really wish I had more. Not because like it's like, oh, there's some things not like explained, or I just want to see more of her mother. Like, her mother is a generally interesting character, and it took 2 chapters just to even just show that off, and that's great. That's honestly great. Honestly, Kouka, like, she was honestly a fantastic character, and she was a great addition. And hopefully when the anime comes back, I really would like to see who voices her. I can definitely see like sort of like a Sukiyo voice actress voicing her, and just to see how much stuff that we're like development we're getting with Kagura and Kamui. Like, this is stuff we wanted to be seeing for ages, especially Kamui. More of the reasons why exactly he hates as well, and it's like, you took our mother away from us. It's like, he's throwing the raw fantastic chapter. I absolutely loved it. Finding out about the whole information, and this could be the stuff that we wanted to know for a very long time about how to beat Utsuro, and that is to beat the planet that he is feeding off of. Whether or not he can just feed off on any planet and just does that, or maybe like Kouka was different and no, he could feed off on one planet, like, or maybe she just didn't want to use the fat planet's life force of this one. There's some questions around about the whole thing going on there, but I'm curious to see what you guys think of the comment section down below. It was a 9. Like, I honestly think this was a great fucking chapter. Love to see more of what's going on with Kouka, but that is all from me. Also, I've been Savagezweipanda. If you love Gintama as much as I do, then hit that like and subscribe button down below. But that's all from me. I'll catch you guys, though, next time.